Hi, it's Emma, and this is only my second video, and actually I'll show you my highly professional camera equipment, as you can see. So hopefully I'll get a tripod soon and be able to make better videos. But for now, that's what I have. So we'll make the best of it, right? So today I'm going to show you a hairstyle that I wear a lot, actually, because it does a really good job of getting these bangs out of my face. And I saw it first in the very first episode of Game of Thrones, and Sansa Stark was wearing it, and I really liked it, and it looked pretty easy, so I went ahead and did it, and I found that I liked it a lot. It's pretty fast. I'm not sure exactly how long it takes me, but what I'm doing right now is parting my hair, first down the middle, and it doesn't have to be perfectly even, and separating it into these two sections here. And I usually section it off right about where the arch of my eyebrow is on either side, but really it's up to you. You just want to make sure you have enough hair for the braid. And I'm also going to show you a variation that takes up all of the hair. So I'm going to begin making a couple of Dutch lace braids. So a Dutch braid is like a French braid, except instead of crossing over the middle strand, you cross underneath it, like so. By the way, if you hear any noise in the background, it's my sister. Don't worry about it. And I'm adding hair from the side closest to my part. That's what a lace braid is, like a French braid, except you only add hair on one side. So basically just two different variations on the French braid combined. And I'll turn around in a second so you can see what I'm doing. But what I'm doing is sort of making a V with the braids. So I'm braiding until I reach the back of my head. And that's going to be, I don't know, right about in the middle of the back of my head, or wherever. But you want to make sure you're only taking hair from that side of your part, because you're going to need hair for the other braid as well. And I'm just about done with this braid. So when I'm done with it, I'll turn around and I'll show you what it looks like. And then while still turned around, I'll do the other braid so you can see it from the back. So what I'm doing now that I've reached the back of my head and reached the middle where the other braid is going to come down, I'm just braiding to the end. And for now, I'm going to keep braiding back, but once it gets a little longer, I'll bring it down over my shoulder where it's easier to braid. Like that. So once I reach the end, or once these pieces start sticking out because I'm running out of hair, I'm gonna just tie it off. And it doesn't have to go all the way to the end. In fact, I'm probably not going to have it that way. Really should get a mirror to put here so that I don't have to keep looking over there, but right now I don't have one. Maybe I'll get it when I get that tripod. So, doing the second braid now, I'm going to turn around. Great. So, that's what it looks like. And now I'm going to do the second one. And if you want, actually, instead of doing the lace braid, you could just do 2 normal braids going down. But when I did that, they ended up too small, and I like it better this way because it allows me to get all of my bangs into it, and it's much more secure. And for the next style I'll be doing in a few minutes, you'll be able to see why it helps to have it more secure. So I think you can see kind of what's going on with these. They come back down and meet in the back of my head. So I'm going to turn around and noisily scoot my chair back. And keep braiding the second braid. I probably should have told you at the beginning of the video that you're going to need 2 or 3 elastics. So now that I've got that, I'm going to turn around again so you can see what I'm doing in the back. And I'm using another elastic for this. I'm not going to move my chair this time, just scooting around. Hopefully you can still see. Yep, good. So I'm grabbing the 2 braids and twisting them together. And I prefer to twist them pretty loosely, but you can do it as tight as you want, all the way down there. But I like it to be just a few twists and then tie it off with an elastic. Then I'm going to take off the other 2 elastics that I used to hold the braids in place and just unravel those braids so that it blends in with the rest of my hair. Ta-da! So this is how it appears more or less as Sansa wore it in Game of Thrones, but I'm going to show you something else now. So, hi again. So, because as I was showing you the second hairstyle, a very loud plane flew overhead, so I decided I'm just going to start over and show you it again. So this is, like I said, the original one that I had, just the 2 braids coming down. So for the second style, I'm going to braid those all the way down to the end. And you can do this however you want. You could just keep twisting the braids to the end. You could have them just hang down as 2 braids. You could do whatever you want. You could just have it be loose. But I like it being 1 braid. So that's what I'm going to do. And I wore this style during a festival where there was no shade, it was extremely hot outside, and I just wanted all my hair up off my neck, off my face, one of my bangs out of my eyes. So it was very good, and it held all day long. It was very secure. And I'll show you why in a second. So I'm just tying that off with an elastic, but like I said, this is optional. You could just have them hanging loose. You could do whatever your little heart desires. So now that I've got that, I'm going to ignore it for now and just work around it. So, taking a few bobby pins. You shouldn't need that many, but I don't know how many you are going to need, so just grab a few. You might need 3, you might need 16. It mostly depends on how fine your hair is, really. And so now I'm dividing my hair, my loose hair, into 2 halves, and just, like I said, working around the braids. And I'm going to bring them up together over the braid, so the braid comes out, down, and hangs down. So now that I have this, I'm going to pull it over to one side and begin a French twist. So if you don't know how to do that, really you're just twisting it in an upward direction and tucking the end under, but because my hair is so long, it doesn't really tuck under that well, so I'm just kind of tucking it in whatever way I can. Then you're going to take your pins and pin that down. And because you have these lace braided, they should be very secure, so they'll make a really nice anchor for the pins, which is why you probably won't need that many. And it should stay very secure once you've got it all pinned into the braids. And I like to open it up a little bit so you can see a bit of the braid, just because it makes the hairstyle more interesting, I think. So that's the way it looks, I think, if I can see. And you'll see it has the 2 braids coming down on the top, and a little bit of the braid peeking out, and then a braid hanging down, or 2 braids, or just loose hair, however you want it. And I can also bring that just over my shoulder, or following with the Game of Thrones theme, I could unravel it and wear it as Sansa wears her hair so many times in the show, with just 2 strands draped over my shoulders. And I'll show you that now. Like that. So, hope you liked it, and I think it's really useful for the summer, because if you have long hair, especially dark hair, it can get very, very hot, and much better just to have it up and out of the way. So, thank you for watching. See ya!